What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Poke Office. My name is Colin, and boom skis goes the dynamite. Sword and Shield, both the booster boxes and the singles are going on an absolute tear right now. They cannot be stopped. I normally don't do another recap video only halfway through the month, but it has to be done because things are moving so quickly. I don't think I've ever made a video since I started the Poke Office where there's so much green on the presentation in the graphs. The graphs are just going straight to the moon all over the place. So let's get right into it and look at all of the sets that have had their booster box sell out on Pokemon Center. And now we'll look at the booster boxes along with their singles, the top cards, the alternate arts, the trainer galleries. They're just going wild. So starting off, we got Chilling Reign, which has been sold out on Pokemon Center for a while, if I remember correctly. Started off 3 months ago, $170.86, up 27.1% to $217. Now, this one actually not a ton of movement in some of like the mid-tier alternate arts from what I could see, but these two have started rising pretty substantially. The Galarian Moltres up 35.4%, currently $175.88 in the market price, and the Blaziken VMAX, which is having a huge gain right now, 67.9% over the last 3 months. Now it's at $283.53. Here's probably the biggest one of the bunch, Evolving Skies. We all know it, but you're going to be shocked at the singles, I think. I certainly was. Started 3 months ago, the booster box at $481, now up 44% to $693.04. Espeon up 52% to $103. Rayquaza up 93% to $141. Dragonite up 92% to $182. Sylveon VMAX up 43% to $191. Umbreon, this one you could argue that it was PokeRev talking about it, but I think it's just more than that. I think people are just flocking to Sword and Shield alt arts. This one up 118%, more than doubled over the last 3 months. Currently at $191.91 in the market. The Glaceon, 39.6% increase over the last 3 months. This one now over $200. Wow. There's this card, like there's so many cards worth over $100 in Evolving Skies. There's also quite a few cards worth over $200. Next one, Leafeon, even bigger, up 88.9% to $304. Yikes. Okay, Rayquaza, $425. It's up 72.2% over the last 3 months and just continues to climb. The Umbreon up 69 nice percent to $928. Huge gains in Evolving Skies. Then we're on to Fusion Strike. Big gains in the booster box as that went out of stock a couple months ago back in on Pokemon Center. Now this booster box worth $236. Looks like it's starting to settle down a little bit. The last month really has been in that $210 to $230 range. We'll see if it stays around there, but big gains for the booster box. Celebi, big gains, up 87.1% to $43.86. Mew, up 70.9% to $47.92. Okay, the Mew VMAX, up 34.3% to $79.14. Espeon VMAX, alternate art, up 70.9% to $216.11. And then the Gengar, $396.20, a 90.5% gain on this Fusion Strike card. Are you starting to see the correlation here? The booster boxes start to go out of stock on Pokemon Center. It creates a little bit of a frenzy. The booster boxes start really increasing in price and the singles follow suit quite quickly after. Now you could say, Colin, there's been buyouts. There's been all sorts of different stuff going on. But I think this is more than a buyout. I think this is a frenzy on Pokemon Sword and Shield alternate arts right now because they're just going crazy. Like some of these graphs are vertical. We're seeing 90% gains in the last 3 months. That is unheard of. So couple things. Who says you can't invest in Pokemon cards? Because if you bought these cards 3 months ago, you are loving life. Now, here's the disclaimer part of it, is that if you haven't bought these cards, is it the right time to buy right now? I don't really want to say yes because I suspect that these are going to, at some level, reach a peak and then slowly start coming back down a little bit. I'd also suspect that they will remain higher than they were 3 months ago. But I don't know if they're just going to continue maintaining all-time highs. Like, that's not usually a thing. I've seen some older graphs of like Sun and Moon, X and Y cards, where they went through that after the era spike, and then they reached their all-time high and then came down a little bit, but that new level was still higher than the old level. So really interesting to see. Let's move on to all the sets that have trainer galleries, because those are also on the rise right now, which is totally crazy. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to subscribe to the channel with bell notifications on, hit that like button, and like I said, leave a comment, all those things. You know it. It helps me out and grow the channel so I get out to more people. Okay, so we're on to Brilliant Stars. This one up 15.8%, so not a huge gain, but honestly, this one has been just sold out for a couple weeks. It hasn't had that like 2-month stretch, so we'll see if this one continues to rise. Currently at $183.64 in the market. Trainer galleries also seeing that big rise here in the last couple weeks. This Sylveon V trainer gallery up 88.6% to $24.74. The Sylveon VMAX, huge spike in the last week, up 86.6% to $29.69. Umbreon, starting to see that big spike, up 22%, $42.71 is where this one is in the market price. Arceus, this is not a trainer gallery card, an alternate art card. Big gains, up 74.5% over the last 3 months to $45.17, kind of getting back to where it was when Brilliant Stars came out. Umbreon VMAX, the other trainer gallery, the most expensive trainer gallery in Brilliant Stars, up 162%. Are you kidding me? Umbreon is the king of modern Pokemon. It sure seems like it. $64.01 is where this card sits in the market price on TCG Player. Then, ironically, the Charizard Rainbow V-Star is not on the rise right now. Still sitting in that like $50 to $55 range. But this Charizard V alternate art, fighting the Venusaur, one of the grails, as some people like to say, of modern Pokemon, especially in Sword and Shield, and it's up 56.6% to $184. I don't know if I'd actually classify it as a grail. I do like the card a lot, but I wouldn't put it quite up there with like the likes of Umbreon and Giratina. Okay, Astral Radiance, the booster box, up 27.1%. Remember, this box sold out a couple weeks ago on Pokemon Center. Now it's at $174.58 in the market. Hisuian Sneasler, big gains, up 22.9% to $24.38. Garchomp V Trainer Gallery, up 44% to $28.07. Palkia, the alternate art, up 33.2% to $42. Beedrill, this one is going huge. The OG bug Pokemon of the original 151, up 144% to $47.63. Starmie V, one of my favorite, probably my favorite trainer gallery card of Sword and Shield, up 26.5%, still rising, $48.73 in the market price. Dialga, up 96%. It has almost doubled, $48.14. Machamp, the biggest card out of Astral Radiance, the alternate art, up 66.1%, currently at $134.68. I'm not that happy that I didn't buy it there when it was sub $100. Lost Origin, a really good set, also sold out on Pokemon Center. $212 now in the marketplace for a booster box of this, up 45.8% over the last 3 months. We have the Pikachu V from the Trainer Gallery, up 36% to $28.93. The Rotom V alternate art, up 27.9% to $39.06. The Pikachu VMAX, up 46% to $50.29. The Aerodactyl, up 67% to $137.33. I just sold this card for sub $100 Canadian. Feels like yesterday, but it was actually a couple months ago. Unbelievable. And then the one I'm chasing still, the Giratina, up 81.6% to $448.38. And this card continues to rise. Absolute bonkers. So what do we do? Here is where you need to make really good decisions. If you have these cards, maybe now's the time to sell them, but maybe not. It's kind of just that decision that you need to make for yourself. I really think it comes down to, are you investing? Are you ready to take that 81% gain on a card? Or are you more collecting and you don't really care about the value as much as having that collectible in your possession? So it's this really waiting option for you. Are these going to continue to rise? Are they going to slow down and come back down? Hard to know. Now, if you are buying these cards, same thing. You got to weigh your options. Do I wait for hopefully this Giratina comes down, or do I just buy now in the hopes that it continues rising and then there's some for me to gain as well? Or does it not matter? I just spend the money with my collection dollars and then I have it in my personal collection. All of that to say, it's your decision. You got to make wise decisions. Don't overspend, but spend your collection dollars wisely and continue monitoring these prices because they can change at any moment. It is absolutely crazy how fast some of these cards have been increasing. Anyways, instead of buying this Giratina, I'm going to try and pull it one more time. So here we go. All right, we got 10 packs of Lost Origin. Lost Origin has absolutely crushed me basically ever since I started the channel. Like, what did I do? I finally pulled that Aerodactyl. That was a couple months ago now. That was the first alternate art I've ever pulled from Lost Origin. I've never gotten any of the other ones and still chasing that Giratina hard. But it will come one day. I'm sure of it. I'm not actually, but I sure hope it does. Especially with the prices these days. Like, the things that I like about these prices coming up, Gardevoir and Enamorous. The things that I like about these prices coming up is that if you get the chase card as a pull, oh my goodness, does it feel really good to hit a card that's worth so much money. But if you're more into like collecting, finishing a set, whatnot, then these prices can make it extremely challenging. So here's my question to the community. What is making these prices go so insane? What do you think it is? Is it buyouts? Is it just the fact that these things are sold out on Pokemon Center? Is it something else that I don't know about? I personally, yeah, buyouts are definitely a thing. We've seen it, but there's so many cards that are on the rise right now. Like, I didn't even include them all in this presentation. I included all the big ones. I didn't want the video to go for like 30 minutes. And it was a lot of work to even get all that together. But just absolutely insane how much they are increasing. What can you do? Have the numbers in front of me here. So, out of all the cards that we just went through, the average increase on those cards over the last 3 months, the average increase, if you had all of them, the average increase, 69%. No joke, it actually was 69% when I put it into Google Sheets, which is just absurd. Absolutely absurd. That's like more than 20% per month. And you're telling me that you can't invest in Pokemon cards? I mean, people's Pokemon portfolios using the different apps that track it are just like, they're up substantially. But then again, that's what I always come back to. Is it a collection? Is it an investment? Or is it both? Because it's a very dynamic process for myself that, yeah, I want to make some money, but I also love having these cards in my collection. And that's why I think you got to have like actual concrete goals in your collection and investment journey. Like, my goal, I've said it lots, is to have the top card of each set kind of starting at like Battle Styles or Chilling Reign as a Gem Mint 10 PSA graded card. So then am I going to worry about the Leafeons and the Rayquaza from Evolving Skies? I mean, that's not really actually going towards furthering my goal. They're still cool cards, but that's not meeting my end goal of the goal that I wrote down. So that's where it's really important to figure out what you're actually doing, whether it is collecting, whether it is investing. If you want your portfolio to increase, and no matter how you're going to do that, you're going to buy and sell single cards, well, maybe having a copy or two of those cards that I just mentioned, the Leafeon, the Rayquaza, all the Evolving Skies cards, and waiting for them to increase is the right play. You never know, right? Well, we got another hit. Still not the Tina. Must be doomed. I mean, 4 hits. They're just not that good ones. Goodra, Berserker, Enamorus, and the Radiant Gardevoir. That's going to do it for me at the Poke Office. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you are enjoying this craziness that is the Pokemon markets, because it's not going to stop anytime soon, in my opinion. Whether they hit their all-time highs right now, or whether they continue to increase, or whether they come crashing back down, it is yet to be determined. But it's exciting to watch, and I'm excited to be a part of the journey. Hope you are too. Hope you enjoyed the video. Till next time, my name is Colin. This is the Poke Office. Peace!